Have you ever wanted a beautiful balcony garden, but felt overwhelmed by the idea of replanting everything year after year? What if I told you there are plants that come back season after season, asking for very little care in return? Today, on No Secrets Gardening, we're talking about perennials. These are the faithful friends of the gardening world. Plant them once in a container, and they'll reward you with beauty year after year. And the best part? The 5 perennials I'm sharing today are so forgiving, so easy, that they practically take care of themselves. Whether you have a sunny balcony or a shady corner, limited mobility, or just a busy life, these plants are for you. So let's discover together which perennials will turn your balcony into a low-maintenance oasis. What makes a perennial perfect for containers? Before we dive into our list, let's talk about what we're looking for in a container perennial. First, it needs to be hardy. That means it can survive winter temperatures in its pot and come back strong in spring. Second, it should have a compact root system that doesn't mind living in a confined space. And third, it should be low maintenance. We want plants that don't demand constant attention. The 5 plants I'm about to share meet all these requirements. They're reliable, beautiful, and forgiving. Number 1. Hostas, the shade lover's dream. Let's start with hostas. If your balcony doesn't get much direct sun, hostas are your answer. These plants are grown mainly for their gorgeous leaves, which come in shades of green, blue, chartreuse, and even variegated patterns with white or yellow. In summer, they send up tall stems with delicate flowers, but honestly, the foliage is the real star. Why hostas work so well in pots? Hostas are incredibly forgiving. They prefer shade to partial shade, which makes them perfect for north-facing balconies or spots that only get morning sun. They like their soil to stay evenly moist, but they won't die on you if you forget to water for a day or two. Container tips. Choose a pot that's at least 12 to 16 inches wide and deep. Hostas have spreading roots, so they appreciate a bit of room. Use a good quality potting mix and make sure your container has drainage holes at the bottom. In winter, hostas die back completely. Don't panic. That's normal. Just leave the pot outside. The roots are resting, and come spring, you'll see fresh leaves pushing up through the soil. Quick tip. If you want a fuller look, plant 2 or 3 smaller hostas together in one large container. The effect is stunning. Number 2. Lavender, the fragrant favorite. Now, if your balcony gets plenty of sun, let's talk about lavender. Lavender is one of those plants that just makes you feel good. The scent is calming, the purple flowers are beautiful, and butterflies and bees absolutely love it. Plus, you can clip the stems and use them for sachets, tea, or just to enjoy indoors. Why lavender thrives in containers? Lavender actually prefers to be a little neglected. It's native to the Mediterranean, so it loves heat, sun, and slightly dry conditions. Overwatering is the only real way to kill lavender. As long as you let the soil dry out between waterings, it'll be happy. Container tips. Use a pot that's at least 12 inches wide and deep. The key with lavender is drainage. Mix some sand or perlite into your potting soil to make sure water doesn't sit around the roots. If your pot doesn't have drainage holes, drill some. This is non-negotiable for lavender. Place your lavender pot where it gets at least 6 hours of direct sunlight. South or west-facing balconies are ideal. In late summer, after the flowers fade, give your lavender a light trim. Think of it like a haircut. Cut back about 1/3 of the plant. This keeps it bushy and encourages healthy growth next year. Gardening fact. Lavender is considered drought-tolerant once established. That means if you go on vacation for a week, your lavender will likely be just fine. Number 3. Sedum, stone crop, the ultimate survivor. Sedum, also called stone crop, is the plant for anyone who thinks they have a black thumb. This perennial succulent is nearly indestructible. Sedums come in many varieties. Some are low and sprawling, perfect for the edges of pots. Others, like autumn joy, grow upright with thick, fleshy leaves and clusters of pink or red flowers in late summer and fall. Why sedum is perfect for containers. Sedum stores water in its leaves, so it can go long stretches without a drink. It handles heat, cold, full sun, and even some neglect. If you're someone who travels or simply forgets to water, sedum forgives you. Container tips. Any pot will do, as long as it has drainage. Sedums hate soggy soil. Use a cactus or succulent potting mix if you can find it, or add sand to regular potting soil. Place your sedum in full sun to partial shade. The more sun it gets, the more vibrant the foliage and flowers will be. In fall, the flowers dry into beautiful russet seed heads. You can leave them on all winter for visual interest, then trim them back in early spring before new growth appears. Quick tip. Sedum looks fantastic when planted with other succulents or trailing plants in a mixed container. The textures complement each other beautifully. Number 4. Daylilies, the classic comeback plant. Daylilies are one of the most popular perennials in America, and for good reason. They're tough, colorful, and incredibly easy to grow. Each flower only lasts one day. That's where the name comes from. But each plant produces so many blooms that you'll have color for weeks. They come in almost every color except true blue. Yellows, oranges, pinks, reds, purples, and even near blacks. Why daylilies work in pots? Daylilies have a fibrous root system that adapts well to containers. They tolerate a range of light conditions, from full sun to partial shade, though they bloom best with at least 6 hours of sun. They're also drought-tolerant once established. They prefer regular watering, but if you miss a day, they won't hold it against you. Container tips. Choose a large pot, at least 16 to 18 inches wide and equally deep. Daylilies can spread, so give them space. Use a rich potting mix with compost mixed in. Daylilies aren't picky, but they do appreciate some organic matter. After the blooms fade, snip off the spent flower stalks to keep the plant looking tidy. In late fall, the foliage will die back. Trim it down to about 3 inches above the soil and let the pot winter outdoors. Gardening fact. Daylilies multiply over time by forming clumps. Every 3 to 4 years, you can divide them in spring. Simply remove the plant from the pot, gently pull apart the roots into sections, and replant. Now you have multiple pots of daylilies to enjoy or share. Number 5. Coreopsis, tick seed, the cheerful bloomer. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about Coreopsis, commonly called tick seed. This is the perennial that just keeps giving. Coreopsis produces masses of daisy-like flowers in shades of yellow, gold, pink, and red. It blooms from early summer right through fall if you give it a little care. And by a little care, I mean deadheading the spent flowers every couple of weeks, which takes all of 5 minutes. Why Coreopsis is container-friendly? Coreopsis is compact, drought-tolerant, and loves the sun. It doesn't need rich soil or constant feeding. In fact, it thrives on benign neglect. It's also native to North America, so it's naturally tough and adaptable. Container tips. Use a pot that's at least 12 inches wide and deep. Coreopsis has a moderate root system, so it doesn't need a massive container. Plant it in regular potting mix with good drainage. Place the pot where it will get at least 6 hours of direct sun. Water when the top inch of soil feels dry. Coreopsis doesn't like to sit in wet soil, so err on the side of underwatering rather than overwatering. To encourage continuous blooms, deadhead regularly. Just snip off the faded flowers with scissors or pinch them off with your fingers. This tells the plant to keep producing more buds instead of setting seed. In late fall, cut the plant back to about 3 inches above the soil line. It will rest over winter and return in spring, ready to bloom again. Quick tip: Coreopsis attracts butterflies and pollinators. If you want to support local wildlife on your balcony, this is a beautiful way to do it. General care tips for all 5 perennials. Now that we've covered our 5 plants, let's talk about a few universal tips that apply to all of them. Watering. Container plants dry out faster than plants in the ground, so you'll need to check them regularly, especially in summer. Stick your finger into the soil about an inch deep. If it feels dry, water thoroughly until water runs out of the drainage holes. If it's still moist, wait another day. Fertilizing. Perennials in pots benefit from a little feeding during the growing season. Use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer in early spring, following the package directions. That's usually all they need for the year. Winter care. All 5 of these perennials can survive winter in containers, but there are a few things to keep in mind. If you live in an area with harsh winters, where temperatures regularly drop below 10 degrees Fahrenheit, consider moving your pots to a protected spot, like against a wall or under an overhang. You can also wrap the pots in burlap or bubble wrap to insulate the roots. Don't bring them indoors. Perennials need a period of cold dormancy to rest and reset for the next growing season. Refreshing the soil. Every couple of years, refresh the potting soil. You don't need to repot the entire plant necessarily, but you can gently remove the plant, shake off some of the old soil, add fresh potting mix to the container, and replant. This replenishes nutrients and gives the roots room to breathe. And there you have it. 5 beautiful, reliable perennials that will come back year after year in your balcony pots. Hostas for shade, lavender for sun and fragrance, sedum for ultimate toughness, daylilies for classic color, and coreopsis for cheerful, non-stop blooms. The beauty of perennials is that they reward patience. You plant them once, care for them gently, and they become old friends. Season after season, they greet you with fresh growth and flowers, asking for very little in return. Gardening is not about perfection. It's about connection. Connection to the earth, to the seasons, and to the simple pleasure of watching something grow. I'd love to hear from you. Do you already grow any of these perennials? Or is there one you're excited to try? Leave a comment below and share your balcony gardening journey with our community. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to No Secrets Gardening. There's so much more we're going to explore together. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Grow calmly, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy gardening!